Pisces, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Pisces love reading. Today we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in June 2024. I'm going to get one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you. I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Pisces, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with a second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Pisces and their romantic person of interest here in June 2024. I know this when I was doing the shuffling before I started the camera. I kept getting cards trying to shoot out left and right out of both decks. So there's something here that needs to come out for you here. What's going on with you, Pisces? I know it's been a minute. If you notice, the background is a little different. I just finished moving from Ohio to Texas, so I'm here in Texas now. Haven't got everything fully set up yet, so bear with me. Hopefully we'll have that back up by next week. So what's going on with you, Pisces? Take a look at what's going on with Pisces as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them. Okay. What's going on with your person, Pisces? What's going on with Pisces' romantic person of interest as it relates to Pisces and the connection between them here in June 2024, please? Extra card at the end for them. Okay. We will take it. All right. Still haven't gotten everything dialed in yet in terms of where to put the camera and the microphone and all that jazz. I feel like I'm crowded here, but every time I have it farther away, it makes like weird audio artifacts and people think there's spirits in the background talking, which I will admit I thought it was that too, but just microphone issue. Bottom of the deck, overall energy of the reading. 5 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. 5s are conflict, so sometimes this is a conflict in communicating, as in like a big fight, bitter words being spoken, words being used like weapons. Sometimes this is a betrayal. Sometimes this is a person that has a winning at all costs mentality, like I'm going to get what I want, and if you have to get hurt in order for me to get what I want, well, sorry about your luck. So it can be that kind of a person you're dealing with, or a betrayal. This, at its core, is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. And right under that is this Virgo energy, 8 of Pentacles, of putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something to get what you want, or at the very least, the willingness to put in the work on something. Okay. Looks like the thing we're trying to put the work in on is the 6 of Swords. This is more Aquarius energy. It's the card that comes right after the 5 of Swords. This is about moving away from that mentally and psychologically painful situation or event here, moving away from a betrayal, moving away after some big fight. It's about leaving these rough, choppy waters of the past in the past and moving away from that and moving forward into the future. There is an implied choice that goes with this, because at this point, the painful thing has already happened. You can't change that now. Your choice is about, what do I do moving into the future? And it's really about, do I carry the burden that this painful thing caused me into my future with me so it continues to weigh me down? Or do I carry forward the lesson that this painful thing taught me? That way something like this never happens again. So there's that choice involved here, but there's this idea here of a betrayal or a big fight, and then putting in work on something, probably trying to move away from it, trying to leave it in the past where it belongs. Yeah, I got 5 of Pentacles right behind that. Another 5, another conflict, change type of an energy here. This is Taurus energy, abandonment, being cast aside, being left out in the cold, being discarded. This is a breakup energy. Sometimes this will leave a person with this idea or this internal false belief that I'm not good enough for some reason. especially after a betrayal or some bitter words get spoken. This could be someone planting ideas in your mind that are painful and then ultimately ending up feeling not good enough because of that. If that's the case, if that's what you're trying to work your way through and leave behind, just know that when that happens, it's always a false belief. It's not true. It's usually the other person's beliefs about themselves that they plant in your head because they don't know what to do with it. So then they end up passing that belief on to you. I hope that something like that isn't what's happening to you. Damn, there's another 5 here. Scorpio energy, 5 of Cups. More conflict, more change, this time in the emotional sense. So I've got it in the mental, psychological sense. I've got it conflict and change in the physical sense. And I've got conflict and change in the emotional sense here. So someone has done a number on you, it looks like here. 5 of Cups is sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on these 3 cups that have been spilled out. All the love and emotions that have been spilled and wasted. All the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. There's still 2 upright, completely full cups in the background. And sometimes that can signify that you still feel a connection with this person, even though there's been all this pain and all this loss. There's still a connection looming in the background for you. The negative side of this, there's actually a couple. Like these 3 cups. The 3 of Cups represents being united and celebrating, or even being reunited and celebrating. So with that spilled out, that would mean we're not together anymore, even though I still feel the connection. Sometimes the 3 cups can represent a third-party love triangle, meaning like there's 3 cups of love here in the picture. And that could be what spilled everything out between the 2 of you. So even though this can represent you still feel a connection to this person, it can also represent the same thing the 2 of Cups can represent, which is a choice sometimes between 2 different cups of love. So there could be a choice about 2 different people looming in the background. At its core, this card is really about whatever a person focuses on is going to literally dictate to them which emotions they feel. So here the person's focused on the past, so they're feeling the past, and they're focused on this loss of something, and they're feeling that loss. They're focused on this thing they don't have anymore, so they're feeling that gap in their life. And there is still stuff to be happy about. It's just if you don't consciously choose to direct your focus to what you still can be happy about, it's probably just going to go on autopilot and come down here and focus on this negative stuff and cause you to feel negative feelings. That's the gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about. Like I said, I hope this one doesn't resonate for you. I hope this is not something that's happening for you. This shared energy is energy that affects both of you in some way here in June 2024. It doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and you start feeling or acting this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately external stuff that's happening that's affecting you both. And even then, it's still not always affecting you the same way. I got the 3 of Cups for that shared energy for the 2 of you Pisces. Like I said, I didn't even see that was here when I was explaining the 3 cups here in the 5 of Cups. But same thing is true. This is Cancer energy of either being united or reunited and celebrating. Or it's talking about third-party love triangle because there are 3 cups of love in the picture. So let me clarify this and see what I can find out for you. Tell me more about this 3 of Cups, please. Why is the 3 of Cups? The Fool just flipped over, showed itself to me, and then went right back in the deck and didn't come out. Okay, sorry. I'm getting yelled at. On the bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. Sometimes this is Taurus energy. Just depends on what school you come from in terms of how you relate the signs. This is usually husband type energy here. If not actual husband, it would be the kind of a person that's trying to build their life around you, or you trying to build your life around someone else, however that works for you. Sometimes this is a business person or an independent contractor or someone that owns their own business or works in like an authority position in a business. But generally for me, this is like husband type energy or stable, committed boyfriend or something like that type of an energy. It's telling on them is what this is doing. Knight of Swords is behind that. This is the fastest knight in the deck. This is rushing forward and taking some rapid, decisive action on something. usually something that's very spur of the moment, spontaneous. Sometimes this is impulsive energy. This is really like flying by the seat of their pants, like doing something and not thinking about it before they do it, or even while they're doing it, and they don't stop to think about it until after they've already rushed in and done it, and now they've left, and then they think about it. So it's usually like, instead of look before you leap, it's more like leap before you look. It looks like they ran off and did something probably not very well thought up and thought through first. Sometimes this does get called the narcissist of the tarot deck, so the possibility that you're dealing with a narcissist, I don't like throwing that out there, but it is true for some people sometimes. Yeah, and right behind this fast moving energy here, this fast forward action on something, I get 5 of Wands. So now I've seen every 5 in the deck. 5s are conflict. I was just going to say the only 5 I haven't seen is the 5 of the major arcana, the Hierophant, but then I look over and it's the extra card that came out for your person. So I have literally seen every 5 in the deck, every form of conflict and change that there is. This is Leo energy. Wands are about desires, so this is a conflict in desires. In other words, where a piece of me wants this thing and another piece of me wants this other thing, and now I'm torn between the two and I don't know which one, and I'm like playing tug of war in terms of what is it that I actually want. I'm like struggling against myself and pulling myself in different directions here. Usually like desire-based energy there. So it looks like whoever the husband figure, again, doesn't have to be husband. It could just be like stable person I'm building my life with, or looking at them in that type of a light, like they could be husband material in your eyes or something along those lines. But they took some fast action on something because they were pulled in more than one direction in terms of what they had desire for. That's probably how we get to the 3 cups of love being here. Now, if they have done something like that, it's totally possible the 3 cups of love is what it's talking about. They brought a third party in, but it's still also possible that you still want to be reunited with this person, even though something like that has happened. It could be that this is your internal conflict where a piece of you still wants to be with them and another piece of you is like, I don't know about all that. So you could be internally conflicted. Hell, this internal conflict could even be they're pulling in one direction, you're pulling in a different direction. Instead of both of you pulling together toward the same goal, you're pulling against each other. So it could be any of that stuff. It could be all of that stuff at the same time, and it's just different layers. So collective reading, I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I was doing a personal reading for you. I'm tapping into probably tens of thousands of Pisces people all at once here. So just take that however it resonates. When I clarify 3 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. We got physical energy advancing, moving up from the 8 to the 9 here. Something physically starting to accelerate. I've got the pinnacle of that physical suit here with the fastest knight in the deck. That's like 0 to 60 in 2 seconds fast. Wheel of Fortune. In terms of zodiac signs, this represents the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. This is a change in the luck and fortune. So sometimes this is that pivotal moment where everything was going great, and then suddenly, like about out of hell, they do something stupid they didn't think about, and now the wheel spins the other way and we go unexpected left turn into the telephone pole. Sometimes the opposite is also true. So if things have been going really crappy between the two of you, this could be the wheel turning the other way and trying to correct course and get us back on track. Sometimes, though, this just represents a repeating cycle of something happening, as in maybe a repeating cycle of third parties, maybe a repeating cycle of betrayal, and then you wanting to put the work in or them wanting to put the work in, but they don't actually leave the thing behind. They carry the burden with them. It could be a repeating cycle of any of that stuff. 4 of Wands is Aries energy. 4s are about stability. So this is stability of the home life, stability of the family life, stability of the connection between the two of you. So we've had a change here to the stability of this connection. probably something has thrown the stability of this connection off. This is also probably saying, hey, the reason this is a betrayal showing up here is because they brought in a third cup when you guys already had a stable connection. No need to bring a third wheel into that. These 4 wands also represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. So this is like a celebration of the thing I've been trying to manifest appearing and becoming stabilized in the physical 3D reality. Like it's here right in front of me. I'm not waiting and wanting anymore. It's actually here. It's usually a celebration of the home, but it feels more like a very abrupt change, like something unexpected happening here to the stability. There is still this energy of putting in the work, Virgo energy, 8 of Pentacles, putting in work, time, effort, and energy on something, or at the least being willing to do that. And that energy escalating into the 9 of Pentacles. This is a card about putting in the work, and this is a card about reaping the rewards of the work that's been put in. I've got the person that's reaping the rewards right here, looking like your person. This is single energy. This is, I don't know if I said it, it's Virgo energy. I got 3 Virgo energies right here. This could also be Taurus. I've got 2 Taurus cards out here. Let's see, Knight of Swords again. There's a little bit of Sagittarius, a little bit of Aquarius, more Virgo, more Aquarius, more Taurus, a little bit of Scorpio, a little bit of Pisces here, a little bit of Cancer, a little bit of Aries, some fixed sign energy. You could be dealing with any of those signs. You could be dealing with any sign. Like I said, it's a collective reading. I'm not tapping into your energy, so it's going to be hard to pin down exactly who you are dealing with. So I'm just going to continue to call all these signs out as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything for you. But this is Virgo energy, and it's a step backwards from the 10 of Pentacles, which is that maximum stability and abundance and prosperity. It's the combining together of 2 people or 2 families and all their assets and resources, like combining lives together, building a life together. You would get the 10 of Pentacles when people are living together or married or are going down that path, and that's what they're expecting to happen. But this is the 9 of Pentacles. It's a step back from that. This is single energy. This is independent energy. This is like, I don't need you to physically or financially take care of me. I can do all that myself. This is feeling much more like a person who isn't single, but they're presenting themselves in the physical world as if they are single. Like they're acting single even though they're not. They're putting in work on becoming single. It could be something like that too. There's definitely been a change to this connection. There's looking to me so far like we got a third party involved here, and possibly at the same time an energy of wanting to be recombined and put the work back in and like correct course on stabilizing this. That is the shared energy that's affecting you both. I'll be totally honest with you, at the beginning stages of these readings, it's not uncommon that I don't fully understand what this is telling me, even the shared or the overall energy. I will come back to this again as I go through your energy, Pisces, because then I'll be able to see how it applies to you. I'll come back to it again when I go through your person's energy, because then I can see how it applies to them. Your energy in this connection, the first card is always the most important. You got the Knight of Swords. Central to your energy is Temperance, and your final card is the Page of Wands. We already saw this Knight of Swords right here underneath what looks to be your person. It's that spontaneous, spur-of-the-moment, impulsive energy where I did something without thinking about it, and I didn't think about it until after it's too late. This is your first card. It's your most important card. This does not mean that you did that. It's probably showing up in your first position because what your person has done here has affected you so strongly, and it's like all over your energy. So let me clarify this and see what I can find out. Tell me about this Knight of Swords. Why is that Pisces' first card? Okay, come here. On the bottom of the deck, 4 of Cups. We've got the 3 of Cups, the 4 of Cups. We saw the 5 of Cups there. That's, man, every one of those cards references the 3 cups, though. We got This is a Cancer energy of not being fully happy, not being fully content with what's right here in front of me, so much so that I'm daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that I think is going to lead me to my happiness. Sometimes this means like Three of Cups, being together, being united. I'm not happy because we're not together, and I keep daydreaming about you because I would like you to come back. Sometimes this is like you brought a third cup in to our relationship, and I'm not happy, and I can't get that other person that you brought in out of my head. Sometimes this is you contemplating making a love offer to them, or them contemplating making a love offer to you, and hasn't had any action taken on it yet, possibly out of fear of rejection. It hasn't been said yes to or no to. It's just been left hanging here in the air. Could be any of that stuff. Hell, with this feeling much more like your person's energy, this could be they weren't fully happy with something and they're daydreaming about some other person, this other cup, and they take off in that direction. It's probably elements of both, but I'm feeling like you're probably wanting fast progress on working on this and getting back together, and you can't quit thinking about them, and then you're getting this Knight of Pentacles energy with it, which is very slow. It's the slowest knight in the deck. This is usually really frustrating because like it's pretty much the opposite of this Knight of Swords. This would be like I want it like yesterday, and this would be like I'm getting this slow drip, this snail's pace, and from where I sit, it doesn't even look like anything's moving. It doesn't look like any progress is happening. Other thing this can mean is like this can be a person, as in your person, who doesn't do what they're supposed to do or does what they're not supposed to do. Like he's holding the Ace of Pentacles, the seed of abundance, but the fields are empty because he hasn't planted the seed. Even though he knows he has it, he knows he's supposed to, he just doesn't for some reason. But it can also be a person who does what they're not supposed to do. Like he knows he's not supposed to just sit here on his ass, but that's exactly what he's doing. So it can be like, yeah, I know what I'm not supposed to do, which is think about this other cup and then take action on it, but I'm doing it anyway. I feel like it's two layers to the story, because this is also you probably wanting them to come back, and you're not happy because you're not united right now, and this is the slow pace that you're getting. 10 of Cups is right behind it. That's Pisces energy. This is everybody's goal in terms of love and relationships. It's that happily ever after, that happy fairy tale ending that we all want, happy fairy tale love connection. It's two people being together emotionally and pouring themselves into each other. It's like true love, reciprocated love. But this is also the card that gets more people in trouble than any card in the whole tarot deck, because we all want this so bad. We all want to believe that my relationship is that happy fairy tale romance that I've always dreamed of. We want that so bad that we delude ourselves sometimes, and we'll ignore red flags. We'll see signs of stuff that shouldn't be happening. They'll betray us, and we'll sweep that shit right under the rug and pretend like it's okay, because if any of that stuff is true, then this can't be true, and I want this to be true. So we distort ourselves because we want this so bad sometimes. For me, this is either... the two meanings are either this is actual true love, happily ever after, or this is, I wish that's what I had, but it's not what I have. It's that false belief that keeps people trapped. It's one of those two things here. But we got this very slow progress happening on getting to the 10 of Cups. Man. Queen of Wands in the background of that. It's either Leo or Aries energy. It doesn't always represent what sign a person is. Sometimes it's just the qualities of this person. And for me, I get this, it's the fire element queen. So it's the hot queen, like the sexy queen, the attractive queen. This would be someone that there's passion and desire and attraction for. I get this a lot when there's the other person that they're interested in and have attraction to showing up in the background behind this 10 of Cups. So again, see, it's either one way or the other. It can't be the 10 of Cups for real and at the same time be betrayal with another person, be 3 cups of love with another person being brought in. It can't be both of those at the same time. And that could be actually part of the mental psychological pain that you're going through, is like struggling to come to grips with that because you don't want that to be the case. And I get it, I do. When I clarify Knight of Swords, I get Page of Cups, Nine of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. I get two nines. Nines sometimes are completion energies here. This Page of Cups. Pages are messengers. So this is news and messages and communication about love and emotions. Like expressing feelings could be lovey-dovey messages, flirtatious behavior. That could be the thing your person rushed off and did that they didn't think about very well first. This can sometimes represent an apology. Like you'll see people rush off, do stupid shit, betray you, be a narcissist, come back, apologize, make everything totally okay, and then they can just keep right on keeping on like nothing ever happened. I get the feeling that there is an element of that, but you should not be tolerating that. This is a page. It's the least form of the court cards. It's the least developed. So this would be an emotionally not fully developed person, an emotionally immature person. The fish in the cup can represent sleight of hand. Like, I don't want you to look at me because you could see into my soul when you look in my eyes, and I'd rather have you look at this fish in the cup so I don't feel the weight of all of that, and I don't give anything away. Next, I have Nine of Cups, more Pisces energy, but again, we got the Ten of Cups here. That's together emotionally, fully happy, fully in love, pouring yourselves into each other. This is single energy again. There's two single energies in the deck. Both of them are here. Nine of Pentacles in the shared energy, Nine of Cups here in your first column, which looks to me like it's talking about your person for the most part so far. This would be emotionally single. I don't need you to make me happy. I don't need you to make me whole. I don't need you to show up and make me feel loved because I do all that stuff for myself. And that's a great place to be. And even though most people's goal is this Ten of Cups, it really should be the Nine of Cups, because you can't actually make it to the Ten of Cups if you aren't in the Nine first already yourself. And if you're not, you are not going to attract to you a person who is also in the Nine of Cups, where they don't need you emotionally any more than you need them. They don't need you to fix them. They don't need to siphon emotions off of you to make themselves feel whole or happy. They're already in that place. And if you're both already in that place and you don't need each other, but you're pouring yourselves into each other anyway, that's what makes the cups overflow. And that's how you get the 10th cup filled up. But if either one of you are not in the Nine of Cups legitimately, that's exactly how you get up and down bullshit relationship that never fully goes where you want it to go. The other meaning to this is it can be the negative side of that energy is a person who's very smug and self-centered, and they want to just do whatever makes them happy. It's like personal happiness, personal wish fulfillment, like my jollies. It's like what I want, what makes me happy is more important than what makes you happy. Me being happy is more important than you being happy. It's like that kind of an energy. It's like me, myself, and I, which you get a lot from emotionally immature people, and you get a lot from narcissists too. Not saying that's who you're dealing with, but there's stuff out here that leads me down that path, at least to the point where I can't close the door on that stuff. So I got Three of Pentacles next, Capricorn energy of teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. Typically, the thing you're working together to build is laying the foundation for the 10 of Pentacles, where we combine our lives together and we start building a life together. This is like laying the foundations for that. So even though it looks like that's what you're doing, they aren't showing up the same way. They're showing up as basically self-centered. And Nine of Wands, this is Sagittarius energy of being walled off and defensive. This is the wounded warrior, so it's also a card of healing. He's been hurt, hence this wall he's built around himself. It's his defense mechanism. It's his way to protect himself so he doesn't get hurt again or continue to get hurt. It's that, my walls are coming up to protect me. The problem is, like, if you look at that, they're just sticks in the ground. Like, if you wanted to hurt that guy, those sticks aren't going to stop you. You could just barrel right through that and hurt him. So he's not really safe. So the caution to this kind of an energy is, if this is you having been hurt by this person and you're putting your emotional walls up to protect yourself, or even physical barriers to protect yourself, it's like, it doesn't really keep you safe. It's more of like a security blanket. But it does make a pretty damn good fence that keeps you walled off away from getting to what you actually want in your life, which is like real love, like reciprocated love, where they pour themselves into you every bit as much as you pour yourselves into them, where they love you the same way you love them. And you're not getting that here. But that doesn't mean true love, doesn't mean the 10 of Cups isn't real. It just means that it just means there's a difference between what you want this to be versus what it actually is. And there is like a difference to that. And if you don't think so, like, think about how much money do you wish was in your bank account versus how much money actually is in your bank account. Those are probably very different numbers. And this is, yes, protect yourself, but don't wall yourself off from getting what you actually want. I get that kind of a message a lot when someone that's watching has taken all of their own personal happiness and wish fulfillment, and instead of attaching it to the idea of true love and finding that, they attach it to a specific person, and they lose sight of what they actually want is to love and be loved in return. And they get that misconstrued with, no, what I want is that person to give me that. But not every person is going to be capable of giving you that, especially one that's going to hurt you and betray you and do stupid stuff they shouldn't do to you. Sorry, that was long-winded. That felt like a lot of your person's baggage until we got right to the end there. When I look at your central energy, Pisces, you got Sagittarius energy of temperance. This is a major arcana, powerful energy. It's an energy of patience, but it's also an energy of blending things together and doing it little bits at a time and trying to make fine-tuning adjustments along the way to make it just right. This is a lot of times an energy that will say there is something massively out of balance here, something's out of whack. Like if you're making a cup of coffee and you start daydreaming while you're putting the sugar in, and next thing you know, you take a drink and you've put probably twice as much sugar as you should, and now it's so sweet you can't drink it. You got to rebalance that. You got to pour some out. You got to put some new coffee in it and like maybe do that a few times until you can drink it. This kind of energy of recalibrating yourself after something bad like this happens, it can sometimes represent reconciliation. So can Three of Cups. So it could be that you're still hopeful for that, or still expecting that, or still wanting that. And that could be the thing that you're not happy because we're not reunited, and I'm thinking about that a lot. So tell me about temperance. Why is that central Pisces energy here in June 2024? I'll tell you this, I'm used to Ohio weather where it's like probably still in the low 60s right now, and I'm in Texas now, so it's been in the 90s the whole time I'm here, and like I'm sweating. I feel like I'm starting to get all moist here. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy of a period of time, usually for one of two reasons. Either it's a period of time where you're pausing to reflect and take stock of this connection, take stock of this whole situation, trying to decide if the seeds I've planted with this person are ever going to turn into the Ten of Pentacles that I really want. Is this worth continuing to invest myself in after this kind of a betrayal? Is it worth continuing to put my time, effort, and energy into that? I've got that Eight of Pentacles, putting in the work, time, effort, and energy twice here. Is it worth it? Or is this a spot where it's not going to pan out the way that you want it to, and maybe it's time to cut my losses and move on? So it can represent the period of time where you're contemplating and thinking about that kind of stuff. Can also represent a period of time where you've been waiting on the seeds that you've planted already to actually fully mature and develop, is waiting on something to pan out, waiting on it to grow into what you expect. And it could be that you've been waiting for a long time and you've been real patient for a long time. I did see Knight of Pentacles, which is slow, frustrating, long, drawn-out energy. This is a long, drawn-out energy too, and I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but we got the Hanged Man in the clarifiers for this, which is an indicator that, dude, this is stuck and it's not going to move forward. And if you keep waiting on something like that, it's probably not gonna be short, that's for sure, because it ain't ever gonna happen. Yeah, 5 of Wands behind it. There's your internal conflict, Leo energy. Like, piece of you wants reconciliation. Piece of you doesn't believe it's ever gonna happen and probably tired of waiting on it. Hell, waiting on it alone could be the thing that's mentally and psychologically painful. It's like being pulled in two directions about what you want. Yeah, and with that still in the background, Knight of Swords, like that very fast, decisive action that wasn't thought through. It's like when you're with that kind of person, yeah, damn right. Heavy burden being carried. 10 of Wands, Sagittarius energy of a heavy burden that is weighing you down. This is a 10, and 10s are completions. This is supposed to be the spot where you lay the burden down and move on without it. People don't do that a lot of times, which is why they wait and are patient even after bad stuff has happened. It's very possible that the burden is this person. And you're supposed to, yeah, I'll be damned, you can't make it up. King of Pentacles, that was what represented them at the very beginning. Your burden is them. And the Moon, you aren't going to believe this. I'm getting ahead of myself, but the very first card in their energy is the Moon. Fear, worry, anxiety, uncertainty, something being hidden in the dark, secret being kept, illusion. That's the burden. It's you don't see them for what they actually are. You're partially seeing them for what you wish they were, or what you want them to be, or what their potential is. You're seeing them in an illusion type of a way, as in like not seeing them for what they really are, but for what you want them to be. Probable that they also have secrets, which is how you get to 3 cups. And oh my lord, when I clarify temperance, I get 4 of Swords, King of Wands, the Hanged Man. 4 of Swords is Libra energy. 4s are stability. Swords are about the thoughts, the mind, stabilizing the thoughts, stabilizing the mind, trying to calm my head down, quiet the chatter in my head so I can figure out what to do here. It can sometimes represent being on a pause, being on a break, going inside to think, to figure out what to do, to heal. This can represent like a break in the connection, a pause in the connection. King of Wands is Leo or Sagittarius energy, depending on how you view that. This is the pinnacle of the wand suit. This is someone who's very driven, motivated, determined, knows exactly what they want. They go after it. They don't let obstacles get in their way. This is, I'm going to find a way to get what I want, or I'm going to make a way to get what I want. Pinnacle of the wand suit, and the wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what, sexual energy, that whole bit. This is the pinnacle of that suit. So it's not just driven and motivated. It's someone who's also driven and motivated by passion and desire. And the way it's laid on the table, this really feels, again, like it's talking about your person. Yes, you probably have attraction toward them, and they're probably charming and good looking and all that stuff that you want. Might have your wish fulfillment tied to them, but look at what they're looking at. They're looking at me, myself, and I. They're not looking at you. They're not acting out of love. They're acting out of desire and attraction. I think this person's happiness and personal happiness is tied to their wand and tied to their ego and the way they feel about themselves and the way other people make them feel about themselves. But I get the Hanged Man with that. So if they're acting in this King of Wands fashion to make the betrayal here, this would be that this is stuck. It's Pisces energy, your major arcana card. It's like progress is halted. There is no forward movement. This is stuck and it's not moving. This idea of working together as equals to lay the foundations for building a life together isn't happening. The Hanged Man hangs upside down, though, because he's trying to look at things from a different point of view than normal, a different perspective than normal. He's trying to figure out what has this stuck and how do I get it unstuck so that things can move forward. He's looking externally to himself. He's looking at things from a different perspective, looking at what has this stuck. He's not looking inside of himself. What about me has this stuck? What could I adjust about me? It's like, for this type of an energy, it could either mean A, for you, Pisces, that the problem is external to you and it's this person that has everything stuck. It could also mean that this person is like very self-centered, emotionally immature, possibly narcissistic, if not full-blown, has some of the qualities there. This could be that they're not looking at their role in this situation. They're blaming it on something that's not them. The problem is external to me. What has this stuck is you. Like, I get this a lot sometimes when the dude has cheated and somehow it's your fault that he did what he did. And it's like, what the hell kind of thinking is that? I don't comprehend that, but I see it a lot. But this is probably them being the helpless victim, playing the blame game. But ultimately, this is stuck and it's not moving forward. The only thing left with nothing to connect to it so far is this wall that's in the way, this barrier that's up. Final card for you, Pisces, is the Page of Wands. Again, news, messages, communications, this time about passion and desire. It could be expressing interest, expressing desire, passionate messages. This is the minor arcana version of the Fool. So this is someone who has the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. That could be you still having the willingness to go down the path toward putting in the work and trying to restabilize this and trying to get back together. It could also be that they took the first steps of communicating lovey-dovey and communicating passionately with some third energy and acting single when they weren't, acting emotionally single when they weren't, and just chasing whatever the wand pointed at. Tell me about this Page of Wands. Why is this here in Pisces energy? Well, I know who it's talking about again. It's talking about your person. Like almost all of your energy, with maybe the exception of this one card down here, almost all of it felt like it's your person's BS showing up in your energy because what they're doing is affecting you so strongly. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups. Here we are again, same thing, Pisces energy again. Like, happily ever after, happy fairy tale romance. If that is actually what this is, how do you explain their behavior? Like that might be something that you aren't looking internally at here. So this might have something to do with you in that sense. If that's the case, there's something that you're not looking at inside yourself that somehow allows this to happen or makes this okay, or you tolerate it and then take them back or something along those lines. Like, you need to look at that if that applies to you. If not, totally leave that behind. Take it as it resonates. But there's that happily ever after again. And this, I'm not happy with what I've got in front of me, and I'm daydreaming about the thing that I think is going to make me happy, which is this Ten of Cups. But if this is the person that you're thinking about, they're not going to make you happy because this ain't the real Ten of Cups. They do stuff that they're not supposed to do, and the stuff they are supposed to do, they don't. Five of Pentacles. Taurus energy of abandonment. Again, another five, another conflict. Being cast aside, discarded, walked away from, being made to feel not good enough. Unfair, unjust stuff taking place in the background. Justice is the Libra major arcana card. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing, but it shows up when something unfair and unjust is happening, and this is the need to correct it. The thing that's unfair and unjust is the Lovers. Yes, this is a powerful connection in terms of how you feel about it. This isn't like God beaming down a message that says, nope, this is the one for them, I'm telling you. That's not what it means. It means that this is how you probably felt about them. Probably why you're viewing it as Ten of Cups when it's not. a long time ago, before it was called the Lovers, it was called the Choice. So it's a choice. Like when they make a choice, it affects you, hence all their energy showing up. So it's the interconnectedness between people, not just in individual relationships, but in humanity as a whole. But this is also sometimes a choice about the connection, or even a choice between two lovers. I got 3 cups here, and as we're about to see, we got the other person showing up again. When I clarify that Page of Wands, like the passionate communications and passionate messages and taking the first steps toward passion and desire. Queen of Wands, very first clarifier. The World and the Emperor. Queen of Wands is Leo or Aries energy. It's the counterpart to the King of Wands here. It's the other piece to that passion, desire, sexual energy equation. This would be the other person, the hot queen, the one that they have the attraction for, the desire for. That's probably the reason there's a break between the two of you. I got a page connected to her communicating about passion. I got a page connected to her communicating about lovey-dovey stuff, flirtatious stuff. In the middle of that is some sort of a pause, some sort of a break, and patience. I got the World directly tied to this other person here. That's the ending of a cycle and the beginning of the next cycle. This is the final card of the major arcana. It's the ending and at the same time, the next new beginning. And that is all in the row with personal happiness and wish fulfillment, and my own jollies, and me, myself, and I, and the King of Wands. And tied to the King and the Queen of Wands. This is the ending of a cycle between you and this person, because they've already begun a new cycle with the other person. They're acting single when they're not. The Emperor, the Aries major arcana card, this is the person who's taking control, taking charge of the situation. They put together the plan to get what they want, and then they execute the plan to get what they want. This is this is the one that's in control, and this doesn't feel like you. And they make the rules. They call the shots. They set the boundaries and the barriers. And the boundary they're setting is like full stop. Like, I got us working together, full stop to that, because I said so. And I'm in control, and I'm going to go get what I want. Like this. So much fire down the center of that. Even the World represents the 4 fixed signs. So if there's fire here, it's the Leo energy, but there's also Taurus, a Scorpio, and Aquarius with that. And I've gone through your whole energy, and there's one card that has nothing to go in the row with it, which is a card about you being hurt, a barrier being in your way, being walled off and defensive, needing to heal, needing to protect yourself. But then still cautionary, don't view it as actual true love and happily ever after doesn't exist, because it does. It just doesn't exist with this person that you have attached that to. That's your energy in this connection, Pisces. Like I said, I'm hoping this doesn't resonate for you and this is somebody else's message. Your person's energy, the first card, is the most important for them. They got the Moon. Central to their energy is another not fully developed page. And the final card for your person came out as 2. We got the 7 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. The Moon is Pisces energy, fear, worry, anxiety, sometimes from uncertainty. Like when the moon's out, it's dark outside. You can't see the full path in front of you. So this could be your person starting to get anxious and worried and nervous because I'm not sure if I'm on the right path with Pisces or not. I'm not sure if this was even the right path to begin with. It could even, because like that kind of uncertainty can make you like anxious and worried. But this also, if you think about when it's dark, there's stuff you can't see. This can represent an illusion, your person being an illusion, your person having stuff hidden in the dark, a secret that they're keeping from you. I would say that's probably it. It could even be there's an element to this person that you don't see. Like you have them viewed as this when that's not what they actually look like. Tell me about the Moon. Why is that the first card for Pisces person of interest in June 2024? Make sure nothing else flipped over in there. I saw something flip up, but I don't think it kind of didn't. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. I was just going to have to bring that up again because of this first clarifier. But again, that's husband energy. Person I'm building my life around or is building their life around me kind of an energy. The King and the Queen of Pentacles build the Ten of Pentacles. They combine lives together. I got the Queen of Pentacles as the first clarifier. I think there's fear, worry, excuse me, and anxiety for them about being husband and wife type energy, or combining lives together and building a life together type energy. My throat is choked up now. That usually happens when somebody has stuff they don't want to come out. I'm clarifying the moon, something hidden in the dark, a secret. It felt weird when I shuffled because cards kept flipping over but not coming out. It's almost like I don't want this to come out, but then here we are. Excuse me. Yeah, right under husband energy, they have a burden tied to that. This is Sagittarius energy of a heavy burden attached to this idea of being the other half to this equation of building a life together. And then boom, bat out of hell, impulsive, spontaneous, rushing forward and doing something I don't think about first, because there's a conflict between what it is that they want. A piece of them wants this idea and another piece of them wants this other thing, and they ran toward the other thing with maybe not even really needing to think about it, just spontaneously reacting. When I clarify the moon, I get the other half of the equation, the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Three of Wands. Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. This is usually wife or person I'm building my life around, and I have a secret that I'm keeping from her. I'm feeling like this is you. The only other queen I've seen is the one that I know is the other person. Excuse me. You should really be showing up as Queen of Cups. You're a water sign, but not happening that way. They're not viewing you in terms of love and emotions. They're viewing you in terms of physical stuff, whether that's what you look like or how you behave, like in the nurturing sense and the taking care of everything sense, or looking at you in the financial sense. One of those things. It's not looking at you in the passion desire sense. They're looking someone else that way. And I don't see them looking anyway about anything so far in the love sense. I have no cups in their energy so far. Excuse me. It's like they don't want me to talk. It's like my throat's shutting off here. Two of Swords. Libra energy. This is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. The person on the card's blindfolded. Sometimes that means I don't have enough info to decide. I'm still too uncertain to decide. Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with having enough info. Sometimes there's something I just don't want to look at, and being in denial about something is making me not decide. Sometimes it's just flat ass stubborn energy, especially if they view themselves as the emperor, like it's showing up over here. And be like, I don't need to decide shit. I can do whatever I want. And if I'm getting benefits from you and I'm getting benefits from her, why in the hell would I cut one of the two of you off? I can just keep collecting double benefits, right? I'm the boss. So I'm not going to make a decision. I'm just going to wait. Three of Wands is Aries energy of waiting. It's like, I know what I want. I've already chosen what I want. I've already started taking steps to get what I want. But the real thing that I want, I fully expect that's going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'm still kind of waiting on that to materialize here. I'm waiting on it to show up all the way. Central to their energy is this Page of Pentacles. Again, not fully developed, not fully mature energy. This is news and messages and communicating about a physical, tangible opportunity. This wouldn't be talking about an idea. This will be talking about a physical thing that I can touch. A lot of times, I'll get this communicating about a physical opportunity, meaning like, hey, I'm going to be at this place on this day at this time, and now we have the physical opportunity to get together and bump uglies or do something that I'm not supposed to be doing. This a lot of times will be someone who is at the early stages of planning for their future. It's not a fully developed plan yet. Not fully thought out all the way yet. Tell me about this Page of Pentacles, please. Why is that central for Pisces person's energy? You cannot make this shit up, I swear. Man. Bottom of the deck. Justice. Again, this is referencing something unfair and unjust is happening, and this is the need to correct it. The unfair, unjust thing is a new cup of love. This is how we get to the 3 cups of love. They're acting single. They're keeping a secret from you. They're betraying you. They're putting in work somewhere else. They might even be waiting to leave you behind and abandon you and cast you aside. They're communicating with someone about physical opportunities. I know that is true because one of the last clarifier is the Page of Pentacles again. They got a new cup of love here. This is something with potential to lead them to their happily ever after, or at least that sometimes dudes especially will get miswired here, and I get the new person and I jump straight into being, oh, this is what I want. This is where all of my happiness is at. Sometimes it's just attached to the idea of starting new connections, and they weren't happy where they were because they're always thinking about the next bright new shiny cup that's going to show up. I get this a lot when especially immature, not fully developed dudes who don't think shit through, and they're all me, myself, and I, and really wand oriented. Like they're never happy with what they have right in front of them. There's always this other thing that they want because everything I have is never good enough. And even when I get the new thing, that's not good enough anymore either. And I got the next thing that I want constantly coming. This sounds like you're dealing with a child emperor, like a little boy that's stuck in a man's body is what this feels like to me. When I clarify Page of Pentacles, I get Page of Wands, the Lovers, the High Priestess, and the Page of Pentacles again. So whenever I clarify a card and I get the same card, that's the universe beating me over the head. Like, dude, I done told you they're communicating about physical opportunity with someone, and they probably have a plan for their future here. Probably not fully thought out, and it might even be a case of where they acted on it first and then started coming up with the plan after the fact. But the Page of Wands is, again, not fully mature energy. It's messages and communicating about passion and desire and expressing interest and taking the first step down a brand new path towards something there's passion, desire for. And look, even the way it's laid on the table, that's happening behind your back, and they're going away from you. Next, I have the Lovers, which we've already seen that. This doesn't feel like anything more than a choice between 2 lovers, and it's sitting right beside a decision that needs to be made and hasn't been made yet because they're waiting to make the decision. Why would I got it both ways right now. Why would I choose? Why would I eliminate having double? That's what it feels like from their perspective. High Priestess, this is your intuition showing up. You know that this is going on even though you don't have any way to know. You don't have facts. You don't have any way to prove it. This is just your intuition telling you something's fishy going on. Gut feelings, dreams that are telling you something, synchronicities, signs that you're seeing. This is just your internal knowing. And most of the time, it's really hard for most people to listen to their intuition because it's almost always going to tell you something painful that you don't want to be true. It's cluing you in on what's being hidden in the dark. Either one of these cards can represent there's information that you don't have, that there's a secret. And I've got both of them here in your person's energy. Like, I don't think you actually had facts on something, but you could tell. You're very intuitive. You could tell something was wrong, even if you couldn't put your finger on exactly what it was. Page of Pentacles, again, that's the communications about physical opportunity happening, and there's this waiting here. Maybe there's this little early several days away thing where I'm going to go do something, and maybe they were going to go do something for a day or so, and you knew that they were going to go someplace, but you had a feeling that it wasn't everything that they were actually telling you, like something was up with that. Final card for your person's energy, Pisces. We got two. We got the Seven of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy. The Hierophant is the Taurus Major Arcana card. This is that period of time where I'm waiting on something to pan out. I've already planted the seeds on it. I've already taken the first steps down that path. I'm here. I've already chosen the path. I've already started taking the actions, and I'm expecting something to happen. It just hasn't happened yet. This is them waiting on it to pan out. Whatever it is, whoever it is they're talking to, they're waiting on it to happen. Hierophant here is commitment. It's taking things to the next level. Usually in a relationship reading, this will be being fully committed to the relationship with you and being willing to take that to the next level, like living together, getting married, going to that next level. This looks like a period of time here where there has been commitment that hasn't panned out the way they wanted to. Period of time where I'm like contemplating whether or not I want to continue investing in a commitment or in a marriage, or whether I want to cut my losses and move on. It could be any of that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm running out of room here because I still can't figure out where the hell to put this microphone so you can hear me. I need to get one of those little fancy pants microphone arm things, but I don't want that shit right in my face all the time. Tell me about this Seven of Pentacles and the Hierophant, please. Why is that the final card for Pisces romantic person of interest here in June? See, look again, nothing wanting to come out. Finally, at the end, we get it. Okay. Man, I don't like this person. I'm sorry. I don't want to put my personal opinion in on it, but this is like a little boy. Doesn't have the slightest clue. King of Pentacles. There's that husband energy again. If you're not married to this person, you probably thought that's where it was going. Or maybe you lived with them. The Hierophant is a marriage card. The Four of Wands is a marriage card. To me, the King and the Queen of Pentacles means husband and wife most of the time. Especially when I get both of them. I usually need the Ten of Pentacles with that. That's the one card that I'm missing here. I don't have that out here. So if it weren't for that, I would have literally every marriage card out here. So it is possible you're married to them. It is also possible you just thought that's where it was going to go. But I got that husband type energy on the bottom again. Taurus energy or Virgo energy. And them being a damn player. Knight of Wands is very fast. It's the second fastest knight. It's about rushing forward, taking rapid, passionate action towards something they have passion and desire for. This is the player of the tarot deck. It's that dude who will rush in and tell you everything you want to hear just so he can get what he wants. And then he'll rush somewhere else and tell them everything they want to hear so he can get what he wants, and he'll run back and forth and play both of you. He won't choose between the two lovers he has. He'll just wait to do that because he's going to get double benefits. This is also a person, like if we're contemplating whether or not commitment is something I want to invest myself in or not, or should I just cut my losses and move on from this idea of being husband is real wishy-washy and not fully committed energy here. This is like I say I want something and then I get gung-ho and start taking all this passionate, rapid action in the direction of the thing I said I wanted, but then something happens and I change my mind and I go the other way on that. It's like, it's bullshit back and forth, not fully committed energy, because they have burden attached to being husband. They have burden attached to being in a commitment here. That's something that they view as weighing them down, and they want to be able to like rush around and do whatever they want. Yeah, they want to be able to go at the spur of the moment whenever they want, do whatever they want, and not have to think about it, not have to come up with excuses or storylines explain away where they are. They just want to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do, whenever the hell they want to do it, which is why they have the conflict. Their desires are pulling them in that direction, but then this commitment is pulling them in another direction, and they're kind of torn about what they want here. Yeah, been thinking on that for probably longer than you know. That's probably something that hasn't been revealed to you about how much time they've spent trying to figure that out and orchestrate their way out, is what it looks like. When I clarify 7 of Pentacles in the Hierophant, I get all Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. What are the odds of that? 4, 5, 6, but they're out of order. Actually, 4, 5, 6, 7, but they're out of order. It goes 7, 4, 6, 5. It's all jumbled up. It's not the right sequence. This person is not, it's not the right code. Be like if you jumbled up the numbers in my phone number, you aren't going to call me. You're going to call someone else. And like this person might have the right numbers to match what you view as the 10 of Cups and that true love that you really want and that is out there for you, but they're the wrong code. They're the wrong sequence. They don't actually unlock that for you, if you get the metaphor there. This 4 of Pentacles, this Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Now, I would like to say that they want to hold on to the commitment, but that ain't what they're wanting to hold on to. The commitment is the thing that has a hold of them, and they don't want it to. What they're wanting to hold on tightly to is the ability to do whatever they want, to move in this new direction whenever the whim hits me. 6 of Pentacles, this is Taurus energy. Sometimes this is balance, like trying to balance something back out, but it's not what it means in this case. This also means the Merchant here, which is your person giving to 2 people in the physical sense. And notice he's got 1 behind his back. That's also what he wants to hold on to, the ability to give to 2 people. That 6 of Pentacles, this 2 people, is also tied to the Lover's card, which is the choice between the 2 people. And then when I get to the next connection to it, it's that I'm not going to make a choice. I'm going to give to 2 people. I'm going to wait to choose. Yeah, I think they don't get to keep that, though. This 5 of Pentacles is more Taurus energy. Again, it's a conflict. Again, it's change. It's abandonment. It's being cast aside, left out in the cold, broken up with. It could be a case of where they make you feel not good enough because they were giving to 2 people and they wouldn't let go of doing whatever they wanted, instead of like grabbing a hold of the commitment that you wanted them to grab. It could be intuitively like, you know, they're leaving and you're just waiting on it to happen. And it could be that that's the thing that they're waiting on. They're waiting on being able to abandon ship and get away and like leave you behind. And maybe intuitively you know that. Maybe this is just representing that they're keeping it a secret. Maybe you know they're waiting on something. But like I said, this could be a thing where they have plans to go someplace on a certain day, and you feel like something fishy is going on, and there is something fishy going on because there's another person, and it may be even their escape to get away from you when they go there. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Pisces love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation, and I'll see you in the next video.